Well, hello, YouTube. Steve Morrison from Hendersonville, North Carolina, and with RE/MAX Results. Hope you're doing well, whatever time of the day you may be watching this little video. I just wanted to kind of recap some of the stuff that we have talked about here as agents in North Carolina, what our jobs are, what our responsibilities are. Talk to you about what a buyer's agent does and how a buyer's agent helps you in North Carolina. We have a different state. We have a different way of doing things in North Carolina. So just wanted to kind of give you an idea. You can watch all the other videos. This is kind of a recap of a lot of that information or some of that information. But here's the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to make sure that we're looking for the homes that you want. We have at our access the MLS system, which gives us all the different houses that are out there, all the different land, any commercial property, everything that's listed in the MLS. We also know of other websites where people aren't listing in the MLS that we can visit and check out. And I'm not talking about Zillow, Realtor, or any of the other sites that are public. We know that there are some sites, especially in the commercial world, that don't list everything in an MLS system and doesn't draw. That's where Zillow draws their listings from. That's where Realtor.com draws their listings from. They draw them from our MLS, so a lot of times there's some overlay there. But anyway, we show you the houses. Now that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you figure, just for instance, I showed houses to some clients. I showed almost 40 houses to a set of clients, and I didn't keep track. Just so you know, I don't sit there and go, gosh, this is the 48th house we've looked at. They actually said to me, Steve, you have shown us 35 houses. Did you know that? No, I don't, because I don't want to know, because actually they all run together after a while. I can remember what you saw when you say, hey, we looked at 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I remember being in the house with you, blah, 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 blah. I remember going to this one. I remember some, but I also, the ones that we walk into and a client goes, ooh, I remember those too. I don't remember them as well, but I don't remember the ones where we drive up and the client looks at it before we ever get out of the car and they say, you know what, this ain't it. And we turn around and go. But we'll drive and show houses, and sometimes it's one house, sometimes it's 4. Sometimes it's 50. I think my record is in the 40s with one set of clients. But love them and was glad to do it. That's one of the things that I enjoy, is getting to know and enjoy my clients, and so that we can build friendships. I've written up for, you write up the offers. We take care of all the paperwork. There is a North Carolina real property disclosure that we have to get you to sign and look at and go over with you to make sure there's no problems with the house. The mineral, oil, and gas disclosure in North Carolina that we go over. Every agency seems to have their own extra addendum, more stuff, just so you know that there are airports and roads and this, that, and the other in the area. We line up for you your inspections, your lenders. If you need a lender, we'll give you a choice of lenders to look at. We'll give you a choice of inspectors to use, whether it's pest, whether it's just home inspection, water, HVAC, crawl space, mold. We know who we need to call in those situations. So we have a list of inspectors that we call, and we work with you on that. Not only do we get those and line them up, a lot of times we're at those inspections. We're at the home inspection. We're at the septic inspection. My least favorite inspection. I don't get in the crawl space with the guys that are doing the inspections in the crawl space. That's not for me. I tend to stay above ground. But we do all that. If there's a survey needed, you'll need home insurance. So we put all of our team together. We put them to work for you. We make sure that every step of the way you're represented and helped. We communicate between you and the lender a lot of times. A lot of times, for whatever reason, the lender can't get a hold of you, or you can't get a hold of the lender, and so we're a go-between there. The people say, well, you got the house under contract. Job well done. Well, no, actually, that's when the job starts. Finding the house, looking at the house, getting the right thing, negotiating the deal, Getting the house under contract, that is the first step in many. It takes about 6 weeks to get a house closed in North Carolina if you are a loan or mortgage, if you acquire a mortgage for the house. So that is just the beginning. And so we do a lot of extra stuff. We do a lot of hand holding. We serve as counselors to you. We try to help you not to get too worried, too bothered. I have had clients that said, I just don't feel good about this. I don't like it. I just can't do this, Steve. And so we just terminate a contract and we go back to the drawing board and find something else. I helped one client get under contract 7 times. The 7th time was a charm. And we got the house. I love them and thrilled, or they actually bought land. Funny story, they had the land under contract at one point and decided it wasn't the right piece of property and then went back. Guess what? They contacted me a few weeks ago. Now, this was last January that we closed. Hey, Steve, we need the number of this person that came out and did this inspection on the land and did this. Can you give that to us? Of course I can. I've got all that stuff saved in my phone, sent it right back to them, and they're in the process of building their home. So it's not just at closing or up to closing that a lot of us will work with you. I have one sweet lady. She said, I love this house. I want to offer on this house. We offered, then she didn't get it. She said, you know what? I'm fine. I've got a friend. They told me they were going to sell me their house. Well, me being persistent and hard-headed, decided that I would not quit sending her properties. And I found a property that I knew she would love. So I sent it to her. I said, check this out. You've got to look at this property. It's exactly what you said you wanted. Here you go. And she went, she never saw the property. She had me go and do a FaceTime video with her and a friend and absolutely loved the property. And guess what? She's living in that property today. She lives there. And guess what? That closed last May. And guess what? She calls me all the time asking for my help. So what do? I help her out because we've remained friends. Who did this inspection? How do I get this done? How do I get that done? Where do I go for this? Where do I go for that? So here I am, a year after closing, and I'm still working with her and helping her. Not just because, oh, I want repeat. She probably will never buy another house. Let's just, I'll just be honest. She's at that point in her life where she's looking to be settled and not do anything else. So, well, not necessarily that way. She's a go-getter. But I don't foresee her selling that house anytime soon because she loves where she's at. Worked with other clients that they said, Steve, we were just trying to play it cool, but our landlords decided to sell the house, so we got to be in a house by May. Offered on 7 houses and finally found the perfect place. And I mean perfect place for them. It wasn't in our county. It was down the mountain a little bit, but I drove to Rutherford County and found them the house that absolutely, and I sent it to him. I said, guys, this is what you have asked for. And funny enough, he was a big deer hunter, and right across the backyard, as we're looking at a house, here comes a deer running across. And he said, I'll give them more than they're asking for. And his wife said, man, you're a great agent. How did you train that deer to run across right at that perfect time? Just blind luck on that one, folks. But it just pays to have a good buyer's agent that will listen to you and get to know you. That's our first goal. That's my first goal, is to get to know you as a buyer so I can help you out. One last story. This video is a little bit longer. One last story. I was showing houses to clients. I had sold their house. They were closing. They're like, we've got to get another place, Steve. And it was in this market that we're in. And we were really stressed, or they were really stressed, especially. And we were standing in a house that was listed at $675,000. And they were going to make an offer on it, which is a little bit more than they wanted to spend, but it was brand new and didn't have to worry about it. And while we were in the house, I got a notification that another house had come on the market for $600,000. And I asked him, please don't make an offer on this house. We've got to go see this house. It was on a Tuesday night. The agent had said no showings until Friday. It was an active listing, but no showings till Friday. I called the agent. I said, I've got to see that tomorrow. And we've got to see it tomorrow. So I wormed my way in with the agent, showed them the house, and they bought that house. They paid a little bit more than $600 because of the market that we're in. But come Saturday, the agent called and said, Steve, you better make sure this goes through, because if not, I've got a backup contract that's cash and that's higher than yours. So if your people are going to walk, let me know so I can take more money. Listen, my job is not to make the most money I can. It's to make you as happy as you can be. There's always going to be little bumps along the way when you're looking to buy a house. That's my job, to help you navigate those bumps. It's my job to hear what you want to buy, what you want to live in, and put you in that right spot. So buyer's agents, it sounds easy, but man, I can tell you, with some of my best clients, I've spent easily 75 to 100 hours looking and working and trying to get stuff done for them. So it's a lot of work, but man, it's rewarding when people move into that perfect place for them. All right, guys, visit the website. Shoot me an email if you have any questions. If you're moving to Hendersonville, North Carolina, Steve Morrison, RE/MAX Results. There are thousands of agents you can choose. It'd be an honor for me to work with you. Have a great day. Go change the world.